Hi everyone, I'm Julie Wakefield with JW Etiquette.
And I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the Expert Plumber. Today we're going to talk about business networking tutorials for beginners. And Julie, you teach networking and I teach networking, and we teach it to two different groups, but really it's the same thing we're teaching.
Oh yeah, networking is networking. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. It doesn't matter what you do. You're in the people business. So knowing how to network, knowing how to build relationships is important to everyone.
And the first thing that we start out with is be prepared. When you walk into a networking event, you want to walk in with the right mindset, the right attitude. You don't want to go in and think, okay, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, I'm going to sit here and rest, I'm not going to participate, just go hang out at the bar, anything like that. You want to walk in and be prepared because you are going in there to build your business. Am I right?
Right, and mental attitude is everything. Just is anything that you do, mental attitude is important. But when you go into a networking event, if you don't want to be there, it will show. And you are actually wanting to go meet people. And so you want to go in with an attitude of, I want to be here and I want to meet people, even if you're an introvert. And I want to speak to all the introverts right now. I'm actually an introvert.
I'm not.
So I want to tell you that it takes a lot for me to muster up my courage to get up and walk into a room full of people that I don't know. But when you do that, when you can walk in, take a deep breath, and do it the right way, then everything works out. People will be attracted to you. It's a law of attraction. How do you get people to want to talk to you? That's all important, and that starts with what you think.
And that really goes to the second step, or second tip, is know the group. Know what group you're walking into. And we both network at different groups, and then there's some groups that we network at together. But when I go to some network groups, when it's a real estate group, I know that I want to focus on more of the real estate agents than maybe the investors. Knowing what group is there and how I address each one really does help me out. And that's really helped me grow my business by understanding who it is that I really want to meet when I go to one of these events.
Right. It helps you know which groups to go to when you're looking at entering into conversations, and there's an art to that too, and we'll talk about that later. But you want to make sure that you go to the people that are on your list of clients. Like for me, I like to work a lot with young professionals, and so when I go in, I want to make sure that I'm meeting people who are new to business, new just maybe in their college to career transitions. I really want to focus on those people, and so that's where I like to hang out.
Me, I'm a little bit different. I want to talk to the agents because they can actually introduce me to the people buying and selling homes that could actually use my services as a plumbing company. But also, some of the investors or maybe some of the brokers, since we've started doing what we do on social media now, they want to talk to me more about that to find out what I can do to help them or what classes that we have that can actually help them or their agents. So that really leads me to the third tip, which is listen to repeat. And this is something that I actually learned from Julie, and it's really helped me out a lot, is learning to listen so well that I can repeat what someone is saying. So when Julie says something to me, I can look back at her and say, okay, so what I heard you say is you were looking for a property that has this or this or this or this. And the reason I say looking for a property is I may know another real estate agent that has a property similar to that, or I may have actually done a sewer water test on one, so I can be like, hey, you know what? I know somebody who's got that property, and that's somebody that I can connect them with.
Right, because you're always looking for people that you can add to your referral network or people that you can refer together to do business together.
And that takes me back beyond listening to repeat. The next tip would really be listen with a servant mindset. My business is doing well. And when I go networking now, it's more to help these other people because I have learned that through networking and growing my business, it was amazing for me. And don't get me wrong, I believe in the fact you're one relationship away from changing your life. And that's why I still love to go network. But when I go to network now, it's more to help the people there, not just me. So having that servant mindset really does help me out a lot.
Oh yeah, have you ever been with somebody who is desperate to make a sale? I mean, have you ever talked to somebody and all they can talk about is how you need their product, or you can tell that the conversation is always going back to them? When you're out networking, what Roger means when he says have a servant mind, leadership mind, is you really want to be focused on the other person. So you want to listen for their needs. You want to be able to articulate back to them what they're looking for so that you can make those referrals. But also you want to make sure that you're not there just for yourself. You are there to help others, and that is important because people can sense when you're only there for yourself.
That goes to another tip. Listen more than you talk, because you've been there, you've met that person, they talk continuously, so you never have time to say anything. The thing is, really, people love talking about themselves. So if you will ask the right questions, people will tell you all the answers you want to hear. They will tell you about all their problems and what a relationship with you could do for them. So listening more than you talk, and again, this is another one that I learned from you, has really been good for me, because once people find out I'm a plumber, they want to talk about their plumbing system or any problems they've had or things they're talking about doing. So the thing is, when you're networking, just be yourself. Don't go there to sell, be yourself. Because if you're yourself, and you're a good person, man, people are gonna enjoy that and they're gonna appreciate it. So when I say be yourself, my biggest one of my favorite tips for networking, be memorable. And it's really funny because I'm definitely different. I've got, a face that only a mother could love, and I understand that. But it's funny because people walk up and they always see my shirts, whether it's the Texas Green Plumbing, the Expert Plumber, the Roger Wakefield, whatever it is. People see my shirts and they come up and say, "Oh my gosh, you're a plumber." And me, I have fun in life. So I just look at them and say, "No, really, I'm a drug dealer. I just wear this shirt because most people here don't want to talk to a plumber." And it strikes them as funny, and they start laughing, but it works. They never forget me, because I have people come up months later and are like, "Hey, you're that drug dealer guy, aren't you?"
Yeah.
And even though I'm not, it's funny, and it's a great way that they remember me.
So if you ever get arrested, then we'll understand.
Then I'm going to tell him I'm a plumber.
There you go. I'm not a drug dealer, I'm a plumber. So no, be memorable, sure. That probably is a little bit out of my comfort zone. I would probably never do that. Like I said, I'm more of an introvert, and I'm an etiquette consultant, so it would totally be inappropriate for me to do that. But to be memorable, I think you can be memorable in a lot of ways, just by being sincere, by being trustworthy, by being interested in someone else, because people always remember how you make them feel. And so you can be memorable by creating a good feeling with somebody when they walk away.
And a great way to do that, what most of this leads up to, is building strong relationships. And to me, that is probably the biggest part of networking. You build these relationships with people that when they're out at a restaurant and the guy at the table next to him is talking about how his plumber robbed him or charged him a bunch of stuff for things he didn't need, or he's got a running toilet and he doesn't know who to call, they will literally lean over and tap him on the shoulder and say, "Hey, I've got a guy for that."
Right. And that's what happens when people want to refer you. And that's really how networking works, is that people add you to their referral network, and then they become almost like your sales force behind you. They're the ones always saying, "Call this person, you need to talk to so-and-so." And so that's exactly how networking works.
One that I'm really bad about, and I hate to say it, is following up soon. My thing is, I like the face-to-face. So I prefer, when I'm there, if I see somebody I want to have a face-to-face with, I'll say, "Hey, look, here's my number, here's my cell phone number, shoot me an email, or let's just schedule lunch. Are you available next week?" And I've normally got my calendar with me, so, and I try not to pull my phone out during a conversation, because that's not good etiquette.
Well, no, but it's perfectly okay, Roger, to pull your phone out and go, let's look at our calendars.
Absolutely.
And get something on the calendar now, because the thing you have to be careful with is when those notifications show up, you don't want to get distracted and start going, oh wait, hold on, I need to respond to this. If you pull out your phone to schedule an appointment, or even to write something down, like some people will say, "I'm just going to make a note of this," and they'll pull out their phones. It's perfectly acceptable because it's part of the conversation. But make sure you don't let that phone be a distraction to you. So get it on the calendar. But the other thing about following up too, and I know a lot of people who do this too, is when they get home or when they get to their car, the next step is to go through the cards or go through your notes and make sure that you send an email right then to the people that you want to connect with and make it part of the evening. Or some people like to go home and kind of rest and get up the next morning, and the first thing they do is follow up from last night. If you make it part of your routine, put it on your calendar, make it part of your day, then you won't forget to follow up.
I still forget. I've got cards from last year I need to go through.
Well, the fortunes are in the follow-up. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that.
As you can see, we dress a little bit different. But I will tell you this, when we go networking, this is what we wear. We are in completely different type businesses. But no matter what business you're in, you want to look professional when you go. You want to dress professional. Those of y'all that know me know I really am a plumber. I'm not wearing any pants right now because mine were dirty. No, really.
Not appropriate.
I've got pants on. They're just a little dirty. But I had to go do a job earlier. And if I were going networking, which I am later, I've already told Julie, I'm going to have to go home and change clothes because I don't want to go in dirty jeans. And when I walk into a networking event, I want to present myself as the consummate professional. I want to be the plumber. They're like, wow, look at that guy. And that's how I dress when I walk in. Now, what I call professional and what Julie calls professional are two completely different attires. If you are a boots and a jeans and a no collar, a button down collar shirt with them rolled up, if that is good and professional looking for your business or trade, there's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, absolutely not. He's clean, he's starched, he smells good, and so he's very
Scratch
professional.
the screen and smell it, you'll see.
He smells good all the time, that's for sure. But he's perfectly professional for his industry. And I will say this, he always has extra shirts with him. He always has a toothbrush with him. He always carries what he needs because if by chance he doesn't have an opportunity to go home, he's got what he needs here at the office. And that's really important too. You know, I always try to carry my lipstick with me, my powder to touch up, a little bit of extra perfume, just so that when I go, I'm a little bit freshened up as well, because we usually don't go home before we go networking in the evenings. It's important that you look professional because your image is part of what people remember. Remember, you only have 5 seconds or less to make a first impression on somebody, and the one thing that we use to make that first impression is the way you look. And people will judge you right then and there on how you look. So do you fit your industry? And I'm not saying you can't ever wear jeans. I wear jeans a lot, but I pair them with heels or a nice shirt or a jacket. You can dress them up. In today's business casual environment, being professional doesn't mean you have to be in a suit all the time, but you do have to look the part.
So what about a business professional that does wear a suit all day?
Yeah.
Is it okay for them to wear, jeans, nice shoes, a button-down shirt, something like that to go networking? Or if they wear a suit during the day, should they wear one at night? I mean, I don't know. I'm asking.
Well, and I think it depends on the individual and depends on your industry and depends on the company and the dress code. For me, if you wear a suit all the time and that's the image that you have, you might want to wear it networking. However, if it's a casual environment, if it's outside, we've been to some in July and August and they're outside, a suit's probably not a good idea. Take off the jacket, take off the tie, roll up the sleeves, but stay professional. That's the one thing I want to say is stay professional and be appropriate for your industry and for the weather.
So the first business coach that I actually hired was Michael Gerber. And it was neat because we went and watched him for a whole weekend. And one of the things he stated that weekend is he says, look, I always dress like this even when I get on an airplane. A suit, a hat, the sign of the ultimate professional, no matter what.
And his color scheme is black and white. So he's always dressed in black and white.
Looks pretty good. Anyway, guys, look professional. Business networking can be great for you, and it's a great way to really help you grow your business.
Yes. And you know what? The one thing that you need to do to get started as a beginner is just go. You might not be great the first time you go, but you will get better. But if you don't ever take that first step, then you'll never be able to be comfortable out networking.
We enjoy making these videos. If you want to learn how to network and how to grow your business through networking, come back and watch these, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on anything. We will help you grow your net worth networking.